Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh to the evaluator. So my name is Nurul Nada binti Ahmad Tajuddin. So my metric number is BHEL 17046290. My supervisor name is Dr. Mahzina Muhammad. So today I would like to present my final year project entitled Coronal Nutrition Associated with Dysglycemia, a Systematic Review Protocol. So this is my slide content, which is background, rationale, objective, methodology, reference, and also appendix. So I will begin with backgrounds. So background are divided into two parts, which is introduction and also literature review. So for introduction, chrononutrition is a term that describes food consumption in consideration of meal timing. Chrononutrition also refers to the effect of diet on circadian rhythmicity of human, which involve relationship between factors such as meal timing. The component that were being measured on chrononutrition is breakfast skipping, night eating, largest meal, eating window, evening eating, and also evening latency. So for this glycemia, it refers as a broad term of an abnormality in blood sugar stability, which include hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, impact glucose tolerance, and also impact fasting glucose. Okay, so for literature review part, the International Diabetes Federation estimate for global prevalence of impact glucose tolerance was 7.9% among adults aged 20 to 79 years in 2010, and they estimate this will increase to 8.4% by 2030. So, there is a study from Japan state that breakfast skipping can increase postprandial hyperglycemia and impact insulin resistance. So, breakfast skipping influence the glucose regulation even among a healthy individuals. There is another study among Japanese adults on late night eating associated with hyperglycemia. Thus, the study indicate that the late night eating may prolong the postprandial glucose spike for a long time. So, late night dinner are associated with poor glycemic control in people with type 2 diabetes. But in fact, actually, most of the people, which is healthy people, decreasing glucose tolerance and insulin sensitivity are shown actually at night, during night. Okay, so I will move on to the rationale. So due to the lacks of information regarding to this topic about chrononutrition and dysglycemia, so the aim of this study is to determine the association between chrononutrition and dysglycemia among adults. This study also can provide useful information to the public and healthcare professional on the association between chrononutrition and dysglycemia. This review also can act as one of the reference and guidance for other researchers in the future research, and at the same time can support the health policy development. Okay, so for the objective of this study is to determine the association between chrononutrition and dysglycemia among adults. This will be reviewed on observational study, include case control study, cohort and cross-sectional study design. So next, method. This systematic review will be conducted in line with the guideline of the preferred reporting item for systematic review and meta-analysis with SMART statement. This include eligibility criteria, information source, search strategy, study selection, data collection process, and data items, and also assessment of the study quality. Okay, so next, for eligibility criteria, we divided into two parts, which is inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. So for inclusion criteria, first, be published in peer-reviewed journal with full text in English. Be published within 5 years around, which is 2015 to 2020. The study participants were adult aged 19 to 50 years old, and we also include studies that concern on specific patient groups of dysglycemia. The study that reported on association between chrononutrition and dysglycemia, and the study that include case control, cohort, and cross-sectional study design. So for exclusion criteria, we exclude participants that pregnant and lactation, study that reported on unrelated topic, study that under randomized clinical trial study design, a duplicate paper, abstract for only study like preceding paper, conference, editorial, and auto response thesis and books, and systematic review paper also will be excluded. Next, for information source, the study will be identified by searching electronic database, scanning or referral list, and consultation with supervisor. So the database that I will use on identifying and screening the article is PubMed, Scopus, and Medscape. Okay. For search strategy, this database will be searched using MeSH term and other free text term related to the chrononutrition and dysglycemia. So the search term will combine using Boolean operator and or in order to limit the result to those English language and humans. We also consider the study that being conducted in any part of the world and setting our notes during data extraction process. A combination word that being using is chrononutrition or meal timing or timing of meal intake or breakfast skipping or late night eating and dysglycemia or diabetes or hyperglycemia or hypoglycemia or hyperinsulinemia. Okay, next, for study selection part, this part will follow the Prisma flow diagram. So for the first one, identification, we identify total article found and remove the duplicate article. Then we screening the article and remove the exclude article. For eligibility part, we assess full text with eligibility and exclude with reason. We include the studies in qualitative synthesis and write the main findings. So, okay, this is the example of the Prisma flow diagram that will be used in the study. Okay, next, for data collection process, two reviewer will search the article and review all the article independently. Any disagreement will be discussed by both of the reviewer. If there is no agreement achieved by both sides, so the third reviewer are needed to give the decision. Okay, for data item part, I will divide into three parts, which is characteristic of study, characteristic of participant, and type of outcome measure. Okay, as you all know, that data item is the information that will be used in order to fill the data extraction table. So for characteristic of study, such as author, year of publication, study design, study duration and quality of study. Characteristic of participant include age, gender and sample size. Type of outcome measure, we measure risk of developing the dysglycemia and also main finding of the study. Okay, so next, for assessment of study quality, in order to reduce bias, risk of bias assessment tool for non-randomized trial, Robins will be used. So Robin have 6 domains, which is selection of participants, confounding variables, intervention, exposure measurement, blinding of outcome assessment, incomplete outcome data, and selective outcome reporting. So this is the example of table of Robins. So we will tick based on the risk of bias, either low, high, or unclear. Okay, so next. Okay, this is my reference that I use in order uh, to explain about my study. Okay. Okay, so for appendix 1, search strategy. So this is the keywords that I will use in order to identify and screening the article that will be included in the study later. Okay, so for data extraction table, okay, this is my data extraction table, which is I include author, year, study design, study duration, study participant. Blood glucose level is the outcome measure, which is the risk of developing dysglycemia. Then main finding, which is the association between the dysglycemia and also program nutrition, and risk of bias, which I will use Robin's study quality. So next, for this is the Gantt chart, and this is the milestone. So the study will be end on 31st January 2021, and the study is starting on 1st June 2020. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you.